What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, I have a very exciting harvest video planned for all of you, and it is coming through here and picking the bulk majority of our fall Romas. Now, a lot of you have asked a lot of questions about fall tomatoes, and so I wanted to take this opportunity to answer some of those questions, as well as kind of to show you what I'm expecting to get from my fall tomatoes. So, like I said, it's not a super long episode, but hopefully it's going to be informational, inspirational, and it's hopefully going to be entertaining because I know how much you love harvest videos and I like filming them. All right, so let's bring you guys in close. Let's check out what we got. And while we're harvesting, I'll also take that time to answer some of your fall tomato questions. But first I wanted to show you this. Check this out. Look at these tomatoes. So these are the Roma tomatoes that we're harvesting, and look at how beautiful these things are. Absolutely stunning. So the first question that gets asked all the time is, Luke, did you start them from starts in August or did you start them from seeds in August? So we started these tomatoes from starts. Well, we planted them as starts. We started them from seed, but we started them from seed in July. It's a very important distinction that I think confuses a lot of people. You know, when I tell everyone that we started these, oh, check this out, by the way. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Lost one. That was good for a second. We started them from seed in early July. We started them in little 3-inch containers, and we kept them up on our porch so that we could kind of monitor them and keep them well watered and away from pests. And when it was time to move them into the garden, we moved them in as starts. We did not put seeds in the ground. Now we could have put seeds in the ground, but we would have had to start the seeds much sooner. You know, we would have had to have this space actually open in early July for us to put the seeds in the ground. So because there was other plants here growing, there was other crops here at the time. We had some lettuce here. We did not have the luxury of pulling the lettuce out at that time and then planting tomatoes in its place. So we had to actually grow a plant in a little pot and then take the seedling and put it in the ground when it was ready. So no, we did not plant from seed directly in the ground. The next question we get asked all the time is there any particular tomatoes that you recommend for fall tomatoes? I would like to try what you're doing. The answer is stick to a determinant. Stick to something that's going to produce all this tomatoes all at once. I know it can be a little stressful to get this many tomatoes all at once, and I know the question is going to come up, Luke, what do you plan on doing with all those tomatoes? But it's the best way to guarantee that you're going to get a harvest, because if you plant a indeterminate, you're going to get way less tomatoes. It's just not going to produce because it's going to spend most of its effort trying to continue growing, and it won't have enough time to put out a lot of fruit. So whereas we're getting just handfuls of fresh tomatoes, a determinate just would not, or an indeterminate would not produce enough fruit in the amount of time that we have to make it really worthwhile. So stick with a determinate variety. That way you're gonna be able to get just tons of tomatoes, and stick with something that's gonna be fast maturing. This Roma matured in about 65 to 70 days, and that was ideal for us for the time that we were working with. But compare that to, like a beefsteak. Beefsteaks have 80, 85, sometimes 95 days to fully mature. So this was fast to mature. You could go with like a cherry tomato as well, 65 days, nothing wrong with that. A little slicer tomato, like a Ace 55 tomato, a little slicer tomato like that, which is around 55 to 60 days. And you're gonna have so much success growing those versus growing an indeterminate. We are quickly filling up this crate here, and look at these tomatoes. Just check those out. They're beautiful, and the plants are so loaded down. Now, the third question we get asked all the time is, Luke, how come you didn't stake your tomatoes up? The answer is because we didn't really have to. With determinants, they're going to be growing to a determined height. They're going to put out a determined amount of fruit, and they're pretty much going to just kind of die after they're done fruiting. So because the plants are going to die after they're done producing all the fruit, I don't really have to worry about disease coming in and taking the plants out. You know, you could definitely stake them, but it's a lot of extra effort for not a whole lot of payout. If it was an indeterminate, you know, like some nice heirloom, I mean, these are heirloom Romas, but had it been like a really nice, pretty, you know, I don't know, a Cherokee purple or something like that, I would be definitely more likely to stake it up because it's going to be growing all season long. These are just kind of growing right along the ground. They're going to produce a ton of tomatoes, and then when the plants are done, we pull them out. So I'm not really growing them for that long. It's more like, this is kind of more like how farmers grow their tomatoes in the field. They just kind of let them grow, crawl along the ground, and produce. When they're done producing, they pull them out. It's that simple. All right, so I want to give you guys kind of a POV experience of what I'm experiencing here, because this is absolutely incredible. When I show you all these last two vines here, this will kind of give you an idea of my harvesting experience. I mean, because like over here, some of these I've already kind of picked and there's kind of some bad spots on them. I'll probably still pick them, I guess, but there's, you know, they're kind of running a little thin. But I have not touched these two plants over here yet. And so every single tomato is beginning to ripen. Now I've been picking from all these plants pretty much for the past week and a half, 2 weeks now. But this plant right here was a little bit late to the game. They kind of all started ripening. At the last second. And check this out, you guys. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely ridiculous. How many tomatoes? Look at that. It's obscene how many tomatoes are on these plants. Absolutely. I mean, it's just obscene. This right here is just one plant, and then this is another plant. This is a second plant that's growing here and kind of trellising this way. And this is just absolutely outrageous. So count with me here. I'm gonna do this in real time. This is the last plant we're gonna harvest from, so count with me how many tomatoes we get from just these two plants. This has gotta be a personal record. I don't think I've ever grown this many Romas on a plant. But I love doing this kind of POV experience here, because sometimes I feel like when the camera's up on a tripod, it just does not do justice for the experience that I have picking these tomatoes. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely amazing. How many are we at here? Lost count. I'll leave it up to you guys to keep counting. And I'll be interested. Let me know in the comments box below how many tomatoes I got from these two plants here, because I'll be really, really interested to know. I swear oh, there we go. So these plants here are definitely a record breaker. Some of them are just kind of falling off the stem. Others are a little more attached, like that one right there. These ones here, like I said, some have gotten so ripe that they're just underneath the plant. They're just falling off, which I probably should have came out here and harvested. I probably should have came out here and harvested these a little while ago, but it makes for a good video, right? Hopefully you guys are still counting, because I have completely lost track. There's another one. Oh my goodness, look at this. Would you look at this? Oh my gosh, and look how many green tomatoes are still on here. Like I said, this tomato plant was a little late to the party. I'm not sure why, but I don't care. It means I'm gonna have even more tomatoes later in the season. There we go. I think that's just about it. Maybe I'll take this one. Count this one too, because this one's starting to blush. And so I might as well take that one in, because it'll be nice and red before we get back from our honeymoon. Oh, forgot this one. Make sure that counts. All right, so check that out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is that's too heavy to even hold with just one hand. That is absolutely incredible from just this bed. And there's still lots more. I mean, I missed these. I got excited about those other plants and I missed these ones. So, I mean, this alone is probably about 8 ounces, 12 ounces. All right, so we got everything harvested up, and I gotta be honest, I think this is not quite 60 pounds, probably more like 45 pounds, but still a record. We have never grown this many tomatoes. Well, we never harvested this many tomatoes from this small of an area ever. We've harvested probably already about 30 to 40 pounds from these plants, 45 pounds all at once, which is a record. And so cumulatively from about 20 square feet, we're talking 80 to 85 pounds of tomatoes, and there's still lots more still ripening up. So we're probably gonna top close to 100 pounds from this bed alone, and that is absolutely incredible. Now I know the question is gonna be, Luke, what do you plan on doing with all these tomatoes? Well, we're gonna be processing these up. We're gonna be peeling them and canning them whole. We're going to be peeling them and then crushing them to make things like spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, maybe even homemade ketchup. So we're gonna be doing lots with these, but we're also gonna be giving away some to friends and family, as well as our local soup kitchen. We always like to pay it forward whenever we have an incredible bumper crop like this, because I know that I've already canned probably 20 quarts of spaghetti sauce and I think 10 quarts of pizza sauce. So I don't really have, I'm not gonna eat that much more over the course of a winter. So we have so much more than we know what to do with. And so we'll probably pay it forward by giving a lot of these away to friends and family, as well as the soup kitchen. So that's what we're gonna do with these. The next question that I know is gonna come up is, Luke, what's your secret? What'd you do? Like I said, we've been pretty transparent about what we did here. And basically we amended the soil. We used compost. Start with a really good quality compost as your soil. We planted healthy plants. We picked the healthiest of all the plants. As they were growing, we kind of culled out and pruned out the weaker ones. So we planted the healthiest plants, the ones that we thought would have the best shot. We used Trifecta Plus as our fertilizer. We fertilized the bed after pulling out the lettuce. The lettuce was here first. We pulled out the lettuce, added more compost, added the Trifecta. Then we just planted the plants and kept them watered up into the point when they could kind of fend for themselves. Once they were established, we never even watered these, not even once. So we did not water these, the rain watered them. We relied on the core system in the bed to actually retain the water and kind of hold on to the nutrients and the fertility. And other than that, we didn't stake, we didn't prune, we didn't hand pollinate. We got what we got. So, we're pretty transparent about what we did. It was definitely a good year for tomatoes, but I would say it was an exceptional year for tomatoes. This was a really good haul. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. And I really do hope that you all will go back, check out our fall planting of tomatoes, try this yourself. Fall tomatoes is something that I think anyone should experience. I mean, they just come so fast, so heavy. It's such an abundance. And it's a great way to grow a lot of food in very little space. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Hopefully you guys were inspired. And throw a like up there if you did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy as well. And we'll catch you all on the next episode. All right, grow big or go home, everyone. Bye.